Now I've given myself a quest to use a decadent amount of 9 different scales in one solo. And yes, I know less is more, but more is even more. Anyway, I'm not talking about 8 times a major scale in different keys or anything silly like that, no sir. Instead, I mean really and truly 9 different scales, like Dorian, altered, harmonic minor, dominant pentatonic, Lydian, diminished, Phrygian, and I could go on, but I won't. Now, did I complete my quest? Yes sir. Does it sound any good? Pretty much. Will I be famous for this? Absolutely not. But that's not what life is all about, right? I mean, life is about Now, 9 different scales ask for planning when it comes to the progression, because, let's be honest, this is not how we normally write music. You don't set goals like this when writing a song. So it is a bit of an unnatural thing to do and more like a demonstration of the possibilities using scales. So with that out of the way, let's continue. Now the chords that I used are in the key of A minor, more or less. In fact, the chords are certainly not all from the A minor key, but lead eventually back to the A minor chord. Now I try to use different types of chords that sound well with a particular scale. Also, the chords had to feel logical and connected to each other. So let's look at the actual progression and find out that this is not particular rocket science. Now first I'll show you the whole progression, and for now pay attention to the root notes of the chords. Now maybe you can notice that the whole progression is for the most part based on a descending bass line from the notes A to E, so A, G sharp, G, F sharp, F and E. Now there are 2 chords that breach the descending bass line, and those are the C major 7 and B diminished 7 chord. If we look at the shapes, then you can see that I have glued the chords together with 2 open high strings, the E string and the B string. Now these notes fit in every chord except for the G sharp minor 7 chord and the E altered chord, because the note E creates an unwanted G sharp minor 7 flat 13 chord, and the note B is not present in the E altered chord. Now if we leave aside the addition of the 2 open strings, then the chords in their purest form are A minor 7, A minor major 7, G sharp minor 7, G dominant 7, C major 7, F sharp minor 7, and I consider this chord to be an F sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord, even though the flat 5, the note C, isn't present in the shape. Now then an F major 7 chord and a B diminished 7 chord, and finally an E altered chord to bring the music back to the A minor 7 chord. Now let's look at the choice of scales for each chord. For the A minor 7 chord I decided to use the A Dorian scale, a sad but hopeful sound. The A Dorian scale is the 2nd mode of the G major scale. It is a minor scale with a natural 6th degree, and I use this pattern. For the A minor major 7 chord I used an A harmonic minor scale, while the minor major 7 chord is the tonic of the scale. And the sound changes from sad to mysterious. Now this is the pattern that I used. For the G sharp minor 7 chord I used the Phrygian mode to get a darker sound after the mysterious sound of the harmonic minor scale over the minor major 7 chord. Now the G sharp Phrygian mode is the 3rd mode of the E major scale, so I played a sequence in the E major scale. And the Phrygian mode is a minor scale with a flat 2nd degree, and I use this pattern. Now over the G7 chord I played a wide interval dominant pentatonic lick that creates a kind of Mixolydian sound and pushes the melody to the next chord, C major 7. G dominant 7 and C major 7 have a strong 5-1 relationship. Now the dominant pentatonic scale looks like this. Now over the C major 7 chord I used the bright sounding C Lydian scale, which is a relief after the darker Phrygian and dominant pentatonic scale. Now the C Lydian scale is the 4th mode of the G major scale, and I use this pattern. Over the F sharp minor 7 chord I played the G major scale that results in an F sharp Locrian scale, because the Locrian mode is the 7th mode of a major scale. And this scale implies a F sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord, while this is the tonic of the F sharp Locrian scale. That is a minor scale with a flat second and flat 5th degree. And I use this pattern. The dissonant sound of the previous scale is resolved by an F major scale that I used over the F major 7 13 chord. And I use this pattern. Then I needed some tension to make a logical resolve to the tonic A minor. And I used the B half whole diminished scale over the B diminished 7 chord, and I used this pattern for this. And over the E altered chord I used an E altered scale, which is the 7th mode of the F melodic minor scale. And I used this pattern. So first let's listen to the solo, and then I quickly walk you through the melody ideas. Now, here it is. Now the solo starts with the pentatonic-based A Dorian lick that ends on the beautiful 9th of the A minor chord, the note B. This is followed by a sequential line in the A harmonic minor scale over the A minor major 7 chord. Well, then I play a run in 16th notes in the G sharp Phrygian scale over the G sharp minor 7 chord, ending on the 11th C sharp and resolving to the root of the next chord, the G dominant 7th chord, the note G. Now over the G dominant 7th chord I've used a descending wide interval lick in the dominant pentatonic scale, which could be seen as a G dominant 9 arpeggio, by the way. G, B, D, F and A. I approached it as a pentatonic scale with a typical wide interval fingering that is used by virtuoso shredders. I shred too, but only paper. The lick on the C major 7th chord starts on the same note as the previous lick ended on, namely the note G. This connects the two lines. Now the structure of the melody in C Lydian in the 12th position is more or less repeated with the F sharp Locrian scale. Now this Locrian scale with a diminished 5th degree implies an F sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord instead of the F sharp minor 7 chord. Now over the F major 7 13 chord I played the F major scale up and down the neck in a scale figure that ends in the next bar on the note A flat. Now this is a chord tone of the B diminished 7 chord. Now this is followed by a short lick in the B half whole diminished scale. And directly followed by the E altered scale in the last bar that ends on the note E. The note E is the 5th degree of the tonic A minor. This is followed by the note A, that is the tonic of the A minor chord. And so ends the solo. Now that you know how the solo is structured and the philosophy behind the ideas, let's listen to the solo again for the last time, and that will be the end of the video. But before I do that, I want to thank you for watching, and I want to thank all my patrons and all my subscribers. And I hope this helped you to get some inspiration for doing new things with your own music. Please subscribe, leave a comment, and I see you next time in a new crystal clear Q-Gentrax tutorial. Here's the solo one more time.